What is the political writing on the wall after Maharashtra, Haryana, and Jharkhand and ahead of Delhi and Bihar? I'm Barkha Dutt. You're with the Mojo Story. In a moment from now, we'll be talking to senior journalist Ashutosh on the state of play in the BJP and the opposition. In Parliament for the last few days, we have seen a proxy battle over Gautam Adani and George Soros hijacked proceedings in Parliament where no Parliament debate has taken place at all. Is Rahul Gandhi making a mistake by investing so much political capital in Gautam Adani? The BJP is hitting back by trying to link the Gandhi family to George Soros, the American philanthropist. But in all this noise, nothing that really matters to the Indian voter and the Indian citizen is getting discussed in Parliament. It's all a lot of high decibel noise that grabs the headlines and makes for good social media memes, but doesn't really amount to anything politically. In the meantime, the BJP has formed the government in Maharashtra. Devendra Fadnavis, as we know, is the chief minister of the alliance, where Ajit Pawar has delivered a stunning victory in particular. And in Delhi, both sides are getting ready for the Delhi election, where the Aam Admi Party has dropped 16 sitting MLAs, and former Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia has been moved from his constituency. This as the BJP targets the Aam Admi Party and Arvind Kejriwal for what they call Sheesh Mahal, releasing a video of Arvind Kejriwal's former extravagant bungalow. How do we read the state of play in both the BJP and the opposition? Let me introduce our newsmaker today, the editor of Satya Hindi, Ashutosh, is with us. Ashu, always a pleasure. Let me start by asking you, overall, if you look at politics, if I were talking to you after June Lok Sabha, it looked like the opposition had got its fighting spirit back. Right now, it's the BJP that seems to have got its fighting spirit back, in particular because of what happened in Haryana and Maharashtra. Is that how you would read the state of play? How would you read the overall sort of warfare spirits on both sides?
See, certainly there's no doubt about it that after losing Haryana and Maharashtra, the opposition is on the back foot, and they are little demoralized, which I could say, because everybody just after the parliament election was thinking and telling and forecasting that it will be easy victory for the Congress in Haryana and India Gathbandhan in Maharashtra. So losing both the state and especially in Maharashtra with the kind of margin which is between the India Gathbandhan and the NDA, it's really surprising, and that is really demoralized. But there's a shining line, the silver line is Jharkhand, where the BJP has lost badly and really badly, because in 2019, their seat and vote percentage both has declined. In between, Jammu and Kashmir, yes, BJP again lost, and it's again for the India Gathbandhan. But especially the margin of victory which Mahayuti got in Maharashtra is really stunning, surprising, and has really demoralized opposition. So in terms of spirits, yes, BJP is on the high spirit, and the opposition is really demoralized.
But Ashutosh, if you were to look at what's happening in Parliament, Rahul Gandhi is singularly focused on Gautam Adani, right? We have seen the last few days the Congress focus on this singular issue, down to wearing T-shirts, down to Rahul Gandhi taking on the role of a mock interviewer and interviewing people wearing masks of Modi and Adani. But if you see what happened in Telangana Assembly just yesterday, Revanth Reddy was accused by the opposition there, KTR, of being too close to Adani, and for that he was arrested or detained rather at the gates of the Telangana Assembly. The point I'm trying to make is, do you think Rahul Gandhi is making a big mistake? Is Gautam Adani turning out to be the Rafale of this political season? That I'm not saying that there should not be institutional questions on the Adani issue. I'm talking purely politics right now. Is Rahul Gandhi investing in an issue that is yielding no returns?
See, first of all, I firmly believe that Adani issue is a very, very big issue, and this has to be raised. The failing of the Rahul Gandhi is that he has not been able to take everybody in the opposition benches together. That's his failing. And it's because of this that this issue has not been able to create a kind of impact the Bofors had created. But I will not only blame Rahul Gandhi, because I think he has got the hunger, he has got the appetite, and he has got the aggression and the conviction. And I firmly believe that Adani issue is a very, very big issue. Imagine the second richest person in India, second richest conglomerate in India, has got a arrest warrant from the US court, and there's not one case, but there are two cases, and those cases are initiated by institutions which has a very high credibility in America. So it's not that this is like a Hindenburg's report, which could be rubbish like anything else. But the issue is, fortunately or unfortunately, how you perceive the things. Whether it is a failing of Rahul Gandhi, our opposition somehow has not been able to get into the groove that this is a very serious issue which involves the economic credibility of India, and if this matter goes without any investigation, there will be serious question mark about India's regulator. There will be serious question mark about the foreign funding in India, and there will be a serious question mark about if any company from India wants to go out and invest in America or look for a market over there. So this is a really, really, really great issue. But for some weird reasons, I'm really fail to understand that how Mamata Banerjee is reacting, how Sharad Pawar is reacting on this. Why they're not be able to understand this is an issue which could have been a Bofors for the BJP. But because of the division amongst the BJP, Rahul Gandhi looks totally alone. Another thing which is important is that when you compare with the Bofors, that during the Bofors time, almost every newspaper has sent their reporters to the Switzerland and Sweden and to find out and dig out the stories on a daily basis. There were stories about Bofors, and which was putting the Rajiv Gandhi government in the dock. But here there's a total lack of any investigative reporting on this. I would have been happier to see at least 3-4 reporters gone to the New York, had talked to somebody in SEC, or talked to somebody in the Department of Justice, could have dug out more stories. So opposition does not mean only the leader of opposition. Opposition does not mean only the opposition in the parliament. Opposition also means the opposition space which is occupied by other institutions. But except Rahul Gandhi and the Congress, other institutions are failing in their duty, and that's why this issue seems to be not making an impact as it should have made an impact. And the kind of reaction that the BJP is doing, the Modi government is doing, I can tell you that they are really jittery. Otherwise, they are not missing any opportunity, not missing one opportunity, which avoid discussion, debate in the parliament.
Now, you are saying that Adani hasn't become a la Bofors for two reasons. One, the rest of the opposition, and two, lack of robust media reporting. But I'm going to play a clip for you, just a very short clip of an interview I did with Naresh Arora. Now, Naresh Arora is a strategist who's managed Congress campaigns in the past, Ashok Gehlot among them, Karnataka DK Shivakumar, and he managed the campaign for Ajit Pawar in Maharashtra this time. And his argument is that forget the rest of the opposition. The rest of the Congress is not with Rahul Gandhi on this issue. Take a look and I'll come right back.
Congress is not obsessed with Mr. Adani. I know many people in Congress who are not obsessed with that fact. And those people matter.
So Congress is not obsessed with Mr. Adani, Mr. Gandhi is?
I don't know, but Congress, when you say that, means that every person in Congress should be obsessed. Okay. I know many people who matter in Congress and who have either held or are in higher positions that they don't subscribe to the same thought.
Okay.
Number one. Number two, if Mr. Adani or the issues surrounding Mr. Adani were electorally important, they would have given some dividends in at least one election. How many elections have been fought in that name? The people who are obsessing with that, they need to, I would very humbly submit, introspect. Is it paying any dividends?
But the people are Rahul Gandhi and his core team.
I don't know about that.
Sure, of course you know.
I'm not part of those conversations.
No, I'm saying, see, it's visible in public.
But what we can see in public, that there has been no dividends related to that.
Now, he makes 2 points. He says there's a disconnect, not just between Rahul Gandhi and the voter, there's a disconnect between Rahul Gandhi and the rest of the Congress. And obviously, his reference is to Revanth Reddy, to Ashok Gehlot in the past, whom he's worked with. He says, I know many people who matter in the Congress and they do not want this to be an issue. Now, again, Ashutosh, I'm drawing a distinction between an institutional issue of accountability, that we ask questions of SEBI, we ask questions of corporates, we ask questions of government. And is it an electoral issue? These are two different things. And the argument being made here is that it has not added even one vote to the Congress kitty. Would you agree with that?
See, Barkha, as a journalist, I never had any doubt about the seriousness of the issue, and I equated with the Bofors. But during the Bofors, the environment was very different. It was a democratic setup. It was a democratic country in that sense, and every arm of the opposition was busy to dig out the stories, like Indian Express and Hindu and the NRAM and Chitra Subramaniam. They all were doing some stories about it. But today, if you look at the mainstream media, there's hardly any story on this. And whereas there is an arrest warrant against this fellow, and there's a 2029 crore the bribe has been given or offered, and the 5 state governments are involved into this, and also SECI, which is the government of India in India Corporation. So the story of this mammoth proportion has gone totally unnoticed. So, and
it's not unnoticed. There's a lot of noise around it in the media. There is a lot of, there are interviews around it. There is noise around it. Rahul Gandhi has made sure that it's in the headlines every day. But I think something very curious is happening. It's in the headlines, but it's not percolating down. Maybe because the voter thinks, "Meri zindagi ko kya farak pada hai?"
I don't believe that the voter thinks in that sense, because you know what I'm talking about. The India is not in 1984. India is today in 2014, and India is in a very different kind of political setup we are living in, and where to doing a story against the government is extremely difficult. And look at the mainline TV channels. Most of them are out to justify that Rahul Gandhi is committing a mistake. Rahul Gandhi has no connect with the people. And a similar thing was done when Rahul Gandhi raised the issue of caste census. Everybody rubbished it. Everybody said it had no resonance. And the example was cited what the loss of elections in December 2023. But it forced RSS to concede a point that yes, there should be caste census, but not for the political purposes, but for the welfare purposes. And in my opinion, an organization which believes into the Hindu unity, for him to climb down to this was a huge climb down for the RSS. Why did the RSS admitted that? Because caste census or the caste inquiry has a resonance on the ground. And this proved in the UP election. This also proved in the Maharashtra election. And BJP could not get 272 on its own. It's because of this. So
but that was still the Lok Sabha. Okay, sorry to interrupt you. 2 points there. One, you said that earlier in Bofors, India was a democracy. Now the point is, yes, you can argue about whether the media is performing as it ought to. Institutionally, you can raise questions, but the same democracy has allowed or enabled the victory of the JMM Congress in Jharkhand. The same democracy basically has allowed the BJP to be pulled down below the majority mark in the Lok Sabha, right? So I think that something is electorally important if a politician can convince her voter, her electorate, that it matters, right? In the end, public hai, ye sab janti hai. But if the public is disconnected from the issue, then you have a problem.
How the public will get to know, Barkha? Let's talk about it. How the public will get to know. I can bet on it. If the 15 days, all the TV channels start asking questions to Mr. Adani and Mr. Narendra Modi in the BJP government, day in and day out, as we all had done before 2014. And the ecosystem totally changed. And Manmohan Singh was called as one of presiding the most corrupt government in India. Nothing proved later. Even till this date, even the 2G, nothing has proved. Commonwealth Games, nothing has proved. Coal Ghotala, nothing has proved. Why this has happened? This has happened because TV channels picked up the stories. They were doing on a daily basis. They were asking questions to the government, and the people started realizing something wrong with Indian setup today. Today, nobody's asking questions. Mainline TV channels are out to connect Congress with the Soros, George Soros, which is a figment of God knows whose imagination is this. A conspiracy theory is weaved. On that basis, everybody's asking questions to the Nehru Gandhi family. I'm not justifying that the Nehru Gandhi family is the best politician in the country, but the issue is, look at the parliamentary elections in 2024, 2019. Were there level playing field? Absolutely no level playing field. The 2 chief ministers sent to jail. All the economic Congress account was frozen just before the election. Election Commission totally siding with the government. And the finances of all the political parties in opposition were totally squeezed. And then on everybody's back, the ED, police, CBI were standing and telling them that if you don't behave, then you might have.
But can I ask you? Yeah, sorry. Can I ask you that Rahul Gandhi's starting point on Gautam Adani has to be to convince his own party, his own chief ministers, and his own opposition bloc? He has to start there.
I concede your point. Within the Congress party, there is I will not say the vertical division, but there is no consensus neither on the caste census nor on the Adani issue. This is something really strange. And I fail to understand. But yes, there is a failing of Rahul Gandhi, and if he cannot take his party along, how he expect the entire opposition to carry with him and convince the people of India? But that's what I'm saying. There is something strange, something very curious is happening here. Within this, you remember what Mamata Banerjee has said during the parliament election? The Congress cannot get even more than 40 seats. Sharad Pawar, when the Adani issue was raised, the part of the India Gathbandhan, and he goes out, gives an interview, and justifies. And he is a part of the India Gathbandhan. So something strange is happening. I don't want to say what I should be saying, but yes, something strange is happening. And is it because Gautam Adani is too rich, too powerful, and too close with the establishment? That is why he is in a position to influence not only people in the media, but also people in the opposition and also in the Congress party. So I don't buy this argument that the Congress is doing business with Ashok in Rajasthan when the Ashok Gehlot was there. It's not a question of whether you are doing a business with that. It's a question of if a businessman is committing a mistake or there is a serious accusation, should that be probed or not? The issue is only this. And tomorrow, if something happens, God forbid, with some other industrialist, so every state government will disconnect with that industrialist and will say, I will not do business with that. That's not the right approach. The right approach is the serious issue is here. The arrest warrant has been issued against Gautam Adani. Will government and the crime has happened on the soil of India, will it be investigated or not? I'm not saying that Gautam Adani is wrong or he's committed something wrong. But unless it is properly investigated, honestly investigated, how will the world know? And if there is no investigation, how the world outside will have a confidence in India's economy and the regulators?
Again, I would separate these two strands of what you're saying. Institutionally, I think all the questions should be asked, whether from SEBI or from corporates or from courts. I mean, institutional accountability is a very different argument from does an issue work as a vote-catching issue. I think those are the two separate strands of this debate. But moving on to somebody who once made attacking industrialists and corruption his leitmotif, I'm talking, of course, about Arvind Kejriwal. Now, Arvind Kejriwal came to power birthed by the India Against Corruption. At one point, you in your earlier avatar were a member of the Aam Aadmi Party till you had a very bitter sort of parting of ways. Now, let's look ahead at Delhi. What is happening in Delhi? In Delhi, the Aam Aadmi Party has dropped nearly 50% of its sitting MLAs, right? Manish Sisodia, easily, once considered the second most important leader of the AAP in Delhi, has been moved out of his constituency. What do you make of how the AAP is approaching this election?
See, Arvind Kejriwal is a very smart politician, very, very smart politician, and he's exactly using Narendra Modi's toolkit. Before every assembly election, the parliament election, there will be senior politicians from the BJP which will come out and say, I'm not contesting election this time. I'm thankful to Mr. Narendra Modi, thankful to our top leader. This is exactly what happened with Ram Nivas Goyal and with Dilip Pandey. Both of them has said, I don't want to contest election. I had done enough, party has done enough for me. Secondly, Narendra Modi, if he thinks that there is a strong anti-incumbency against the party or the government, then he goes out changing everybody. Like in MCD elections, almost in 2017, every sitting councillor was changed and the totally new team contested the election, and BJP had a massive victory. Similar toolkit was used in Gujarat elections. So he is using the same toolkit, realizing fully well that there will be strong anti-incumbency against the AAP government, because AAP is in government since 2013, except a few months of president rule. So lots of promises had been made, and the people will judge not because Arvind Kejriwal is a cult figure or a very strong leader, but how his government has delivered in the last 10 years. This is exactly what's happened in 2024 parliament election. Narendra Modi is still a popular leader, very strong leader, and the people have great affection for him also, but people judged him on the question of delivery. And 10 years for any politician, any political party, any government is a huge time period to have a strong anti-incumbency, and he is feeling that heat. He realizes that this election is not 215 assembly election or 220 parliament assembly elections. 10 years have gone, and a lot of answering has to be done.
Except in the you believe this time he will struggle, but except that this time, even this time, the BJP doesn't have a face. The BJP has had a singular problem in Delhi, that it has never been able to groom a local face.
You never know. Last minute they can throw any a big face. Let's keep our fingers crossed, and there is a possibility, and I think there will be a surprise candidate for the chief ministership in Delhi, because BJP is Narendra Modi, Amit Shah. They are the great learners. They don't repeat the same mistakes. They had done the mistake in 2015. They had done the mistake in 2020, but I don't think they are going to commit a mistake again and going to the election without any face. So it could be anybody. It could be Harshvardhan. It could be Smriti Irani. It could be anybody. Because to counter Aam Aadmi Party in Delhi, they need a very strong urban face.
Yeah, you're right. The BJP doesn't give up till the very last moment. My question to you is, what do you make of what could be seen as the marginalization of Manish Sisodia, also just out of jail, moving his seat for an outsider, Awadh Ojha, who has just entered the Aam Aadmi Party, at one point a supporter of the BJP and a critic of the AAP. What did you make of this development?
See, first of all, Manish Sisodia somehow managed to win in 2020. He till if I remember correctly, even by 12 noon, he was losing elections, and Arvind Kejriwal was shell shocked that how could this happen to his number two. So I was not surprised when Manish Sisodia was moved to Jangpura, because that's a dicey seat. Patparganj was a dicey seat in that sense. About Manish Sisodia, see, this is not the Manish Sisodia I used to know, because Manish Sisodia was a clear number two in the party. But today, Manish Sisodia is only a notional number two in the party, and in the pecking order of the party, he could be somewhere on the fourth and the fifth. I don't want to take the name of number 2, number 3, and number 4, but he is not there. He's not as powerful. He's not as charismatic. But yes, he has been a good friend of Arvind Kejriwal, and people have a trust in him. But there are others who had become more powerful in the party hierarchy, and most of the time they are calling the shots. And I don't see that the Manish Sisodia these days is calling shots after Arvind Kejriwal.
The BJP has released a video just today, a video that it calls a tour of what the BJP calls the Sheesh Mahal, right? And the BJP has made an allegation that the gym, sauna, jacuzzi fittings in this bungalow, formerly where Chief Minister Kejriwal or former Chief Minister Kejriwal used to stay, just the gym, sauna, jacuzzi were worth 4 crores. Now, Sheesh Mahal is a phrase that has caught on in popular lingo. Do you think that this hurts the reputation of Arvind Kejriwal, that somewhere it offsets the time he has spent in jail, where he has positioned himself as a political victim, and the BJP is choosing to focus on sort of the extravagance of his non-Aam Aadmi Party type living as a chief minister?
Before answering your question, I'm really amused when BJP makes these kind of accusations to anybody else, because every office of the BJP is a 5-star, nothing less than a 5-star office. And because even the RSS offices are no longer the same old structure. They have also turned into a big lavish apartments. Okay, let's forget it. The issue about Arvind Kejriwal is that if somebody who has promised in 2013, somebody who said in 2012-13 when the party was formed, that why the leader should be living in bungalows, And I remember, because that's one of the anecdotes, once he was moving in the Lutyens, Delhi, and when he saw all the bungalows, and you know what was his reaction? He was just saying, these bungalows should be demolished and the two-room flat should be constructed over here. So somebody who was advocating that the two-room flat should be for the chief ministers, enough for them, why they need big bungalows, if he himself goes and construct a chief minister's office spending more than 45 crores. And I'm told that even the chief minister's secretariat is again a very lavishly constructed, not the old one in which the Sheila Dikshit used to sit. So if the people will contrast this from the two-room flat to the lavish 45 crore bungalow, then obviously this will raise serious questions. And more than the excise policy, I think it is this Sheesh Mahal which is going to hurt him. And he has realized that's why he moved out of that bungalow and has gone somewhere else. And it is also
and you think it'll hurt him because it goes counter to the image that he presented himself as a different kind of politician.
Of course, there's no doubt about it. I have no doubt in my mind. Sheesh Mahal is the blunder which Arvind Kejriwal has made in the last 5 years. The biggest blunder he has made. And he should not. He is not known to make mistakes. That kind of mistake. Why did he not realize that if he's doing something like this, this people will notice, and this will become a huge issue?
When you say it's his biggest blunder, why do you call it his biggest blunder?
Because it totally goes against the grain of Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind Kejriwal, you go back in time on the July 2011. The whole Anna movement at Jantar Mantar and Ramlila Maidan. He created a tsunami in Indian politics on the issue of corruption, and everybody was at that point of time. Everybody used to talk about it and that used to praise Arvind Kejriwal Anna. Why? Because this was a man who was walking in the slippers with the muffler around and looked an Aam Aadmi. But if the same man transformed himself, metamorphosis into living in a 45 crore or supposedly 45 crore bungalow, and where the lakhs are spent on the other things, then the people will ask questions. If Narendra Modi does it, people will not ask a question. If Rahul Gandhi does it, nobody will ask a question. Akhilesh Yadav does it, nobody will ask a question. But with Arvind Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party, people will ask questions and he will find it very difficult to answer and convince people. He has tried to damage control. That's why he moved out of that residence and started living in a small place and resigned from the chief ministership because he knows that this time he committed a mistake and it will be very difficult for him to convince people that he had not done it. Excise policy was still seen as a conspiracy of the BJP in certain sections of the society, though there are serious question marks over there. But Sheesh Mahal is a picture. A picture is a picture
worth 1,000 words.
You had been in visual medium. Visual impact is far more dangerous than an anonymous excise policy which has no face.
Absolutely. So finally, Ashutosh, before we let you go, Delhi, do you think will be an existential battle for the opposition?
I will not say existential battle, but it will be tough for Arvind Kejriwal unless BJP gets a face. If BJP gets a face, then Aam Aadmi Party will really struggle to get 35 seats. But if they don't get a face, then Aam Aadmi Party will struggle. But I don't see that BJP will be in a position to knock Aam Aadmi Party out. See, the crude fact about Delhi is that in parliament elections there is no competition because people are very clear in their mind. In the parliament election, for the national elections, Narendra Modi and the BJP, and they have been consistently getting in 2014. BJP got 46% vote share. In 19 got 56% vote share. In 2024, again 54% vote share. There's no comparison. And Aam Aadmi Party lost all 7 seats. But when it comes to assembly elections, Aam Aadmi Party got 29.5% vote share in 2013 when it was totally a new party. And when the people realized that Aam Aadmi Party can form the government, their vote share jumped from 29.5% to 54%. That 54% again in 2020. In assembly, in MCD, again, BJP is not, the Aam Aadmi Party is not a very stable party over there. But in assembly election, and it's only because of the Arvind Kejriwal and nobody else, that BJP, the Aam Aadmi Party gets 67 seats, 62 seats. So this time, Arvind Kejriwal image is dented. And if there is a serious face from the BJP, then Arvind Kejriwal will struggle. I'm still not saying Arvind Kejriwal is going to lose, Aam Aadmi Party is going to lose. I'm not here to make any prediction. But what my reading is that he will have a really tough time. And he realizes that. That is why after getting out of the jail, he is on the ground. He's on a daily basis, he's moving, he's meeting people. He realizes, and this is exactly what he did in 2015 when I was there. Because from the day one, that the minute he realized that he lost all 7 seats in Delhi, he was on the move. Every day he was meeting people. He was strategizing, talking, convincing people that yes, Aam Aadmi Party is the alternative. This time also he has to do that convincing to the people that I might have made a mistake, but still I'm the best bet. And if the BJP comes to the power, then everything which I had delivered and given to you will go away.
All right, we'll wait and see what BJP's next move is. That I think will also impact what happens in Delhi. Thank you, Ashutosh. Always a pleasure. Take care. See you soon.
Thank you. Wonderful.
Bye.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.